Nobody. It's just me tonight, guys. And that's alright, because, I actually have a little organized tonight, so, hopefully you, don't mind it just being me. I know you miss Frank, I know. Got all the kooky, zany things he has to say. Wow. And you know what? I miss him too. That's okay. He'll be back soon. Um, Tonight we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about the new Spider-Man trailer that just came out. I don't know if you guys saw it, but here's the we'll call it the poster for it. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's an animated movie. Um, it looks all comic-y. Here, we're going to switch over real quick. Trailer. Don't mind watching it with me because it's worth the 30 seconds.
This morning I woke up in the fortress of distortion. I'm at war with my emotions. I'm coming home now. I'm coming home. Right where I belong now. Right where I belong.
Break the mask.
Wait, so how many of us are there?
Okay, so there was a longer trailer that I found, but so it's kind of campy. It's a little got a lot of comedy to it, but I sent out a tweet today about Spider-Man and not being the traditional Spider-Man. I'm sure that's not going to cause any kind of controversy, right? But I mean, it's part of the comics. I mean, into the Spider-Verse. I mean, I wish Frank were here because he could probably explain it a whole lot better than I could. But I've got maybe about 5 minutes of research into it, and from what I can tell, move this. The premise behind Into the Spider-Verse is there's multiple universes or Spider-Verses in which every single one of them has a different type of Spider-Man. Well, in this movie, you're gonna have Miles Morales, this Spider-Man, meet up with Peter Parker. Now, I don't know. I mean, I didn't read the comics. I don't know anything about it other than from the trailer that I watched. There's another 2.5 minute trailer that you can watch on YouTube. It seems like the original Spider-Man, like very lazy and like laid back now. And at one point, he takes Miles Morales to lunch to talk about being Spider-Man, and he's like, "Oh man, can you cover this? I'm kind of broke." It's like, okay, that's not how I remember Peter Parker, but who knows? I mean, it was really funny. Like the interaction between Miles Morales and his dad was really fun. It was a classic embarrassing your children. My old boss, one of the things he told me was one of the only reasons why I have children, so you can embarrass them thoroughly in front of their friends. That's exactly what happened. I loved it. It was awesome. So, yeah, like I said, they meet each other. Peter Parker and Miles Morales. I think like Peter's going to teach him how to be Spider-Man, how to like he's retiring or something. I don't know, but too bad. Like I said, Frank's not around to give us more data on that. I'm not as big of a nerd as he. All right, so this is probably going to be a pretty short podcast. I apologize, but kind of hard talking to yourself for an hour long. So let's move on to the next topic, which is Valve. I don't know if you guys have heard about Valve, but they released a statement either today or yesterday about their platform, Steam. Don't know what Steam is. This really cool platform in which I think it was like one of the originals that it's a game marketplace, game and a software marketplace. Basically organizes all your stuff for you and allows you to go out and buy video games or certain types of software geared towards video games to keep. I mean, it's digital copies of those games that you don't technically own them, because you don't technically own any games, because software has this weird licensing thing where you don't really own the software you paid money for, you just own the right to use it for your own personal reason. Now, I personally think it's a little horseshit, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Anyway, so Steam, if you've never seen Steam before, it looks kind of like this, and you have all your games on the left there, and you have your friends and you can join your friends playing certain multiplayer games, or you can just play one-player games. And Steam always has like some sort of sale going on. I don't remember the last time I played. No, okay, now I remember. The last video game I bought at full price was Fallout 4, and that was a full $60. If I would have waited like 2 years, which, I mean, whatever, it's a one-player game, it's not like you have to get ahead, but I really didn't want to wait. It would have been half off. So if you wait long enough after a game comes out, it'll be on sale. Upwards of 50 to 75% off. I generally don't pay full price for games, especially because they have big old sales on and during the winter, fall, and summer beginnings. They'll announce a big old summer sale, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's coming up pretty soon. They put out tons of games for like 80% off. I usually go ham and freaking buy like 10, 15 games for like $1 a piece and never play them. That's the tragedy. I have like 150 Steam games. I've probably played 30 of them. I want to play them all. I mean, I buy them with the intent of playing it, but who has that much time? I mean, you think about it, like back in the day when we had Blockbuster, all this other stuff, where you had to go out and rent games. I mean, you had to go out, make the trip, look at that game, really research it, and tell your mom to buy it or rent it for you. And then you get it for 3 days, and you got to take it back. So man, you got to get your time in with that game before you have to take it back. I mean, I played some shitty games rented from Blockbuster before, just because that's the game I have for the weekend, But with Steam, and being an adult at the same time, I just buy games with no regard to anything. I'm just like, put it in my cart, put it in my collection. I'll play it eventually, and I never do. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. In fact, I know for a fact I'm not. Reddit proclaims this quite loudly. But anyway, so the statement that Valve had put out, and if you don't know who Valve is a pretty big company, run by Gabe Newell. It is. They made games like Half-Life and Team Fortress, Counter-Strike. They made some pretty popular games, but they're most widely known for making Steam. But they've had a reputation. Like, not only have they had terrible customer service. I mean, you can't get a response from their customer service team within a week. I mean, that's how bad it is. I mean, you're lucky if you get it around that time. But the statement they released, and I know I'm stalling here, but the statement they released was that they're no longer going to be policing their marketplace as hard. There's a lot of hentai games, H games on showing nudity and just graphic sex and you name it, anything Your mind desires is on there, but they've been removing them like crazy because they don't think it's in the spirit of the company, and it's like it's supposed to be an open marketplace platform. You don't get to choose. You don't get to call yourself an open platform and just pick and choose what you think is offensive. I mean, slap an 18 or older or a mature label on it, and you know, let the community decide. It's not your fault if kids aren't properly supervised when they're on the computer. It's not your fault that people might find it offensive. I mean, if you slap warning labels all over it and say there's nudity in the game, and somebody still buys it, and they're offended by it, even then, it's their own damn fault. You give them every warning in the world. I mean, that's like looking at a warning label on a hot iron, like an electric iron. Do not submerge in water. Well, I don't know. Let's check it out. Oh my god, I was so shocked. Kidding, that was a terrible pun. I'm so sorry. But anyways, I mean, the warning labels are there. If you're stupid enough to, ignore them and still play the game and still be offended, you're an idiot. Sorry. Moving on. But so their statement was they're not going to do that anymore. They're going to just let it go free. The only times they're going to actually prohibit or remove a game from Steam is if it's clearly illegal, like a ripoff or, showing, I don't know, snuff porn or kiddie porn or something. Or if it's just a giant troll. Like, I don't know. I looked at Steam today, and I don't know if this has anything to do with their new policy, but I don't know if you've heard of the whole stupid Yanny or Laurel thing that's going around. Like, what do you hear, Yanny or Laurel? But somebody fucking made a game that says, what do you hear, Yanny or Laurel? And you just press one or the other. That's the game. I don't know. I don't. I'm all for like free speech and artistic blah blah blah, but that is stupid. That belongs on like Facebook or like on a stupid like Flash website. It's a poll is what it is. But I mean, I guess if it gets enough thumbs downs, it'll like fade away into oblivion, kind of like on Reddit when you see your front page there, and if something has enough downvotes, you'll never see that thing. And I think that's the way they should go. That's the business model they should, because that way you're not playing favorites. You're not imposing your own morals and shit onto the community, because your morals aren't necessarily my morals, and vice versa. But I mean, I'm at a marketplace. I want to buy stuff. I want to buy some questionable stuff. Anyways, so yeah, that's what they're doing. I think that's really cool. I think they're a step in the right direction. That's something that they've done a while ago, because come on, man, don't censor us. We got needs. Oh man, I'm just blazing through this. Okay, so moving along to my next topic. That is toxic fan bases. Alright, so think about this. You go and see Star Wars The Last Jedi, alright? And you don't really care for the movie, and I mean, there's some characters in it that are very poorly written, and don't get me wrong, this movie was horrible, okay? And I'm not saying that, The Dastardly Gentleman as a channel is Spielberg quality, but this movie, and we've said it dozens of times, and I'm going to say it again, they were pushing an agenda, and it made the movie shitty, okay? They were trying to just wedge in certain values and morals that were questionable. I mean, they're controversial, but they're also questionable. I mean, every male character in that movie, with the exception of Luke Skywalker, because I think if they would have done that, people would be rioting in the streets, but Finn and the pilot, take my nerd card away, I can't remember his name, Poe, they were just chastised by women the entire time. Like, what are we doing there? Like, I get it, the whole feminism movement and stuff, but I think it ruined the story. It had no basis. I mean, there was like literally 45 minutes of the story that was ruined just to prove a point that women can do it too. Come on, man. I mean, you've got great movies out there like Wonder Woman that feature women that allow not allow that just it's a platform for those specific women to flourish because the movie warrants it. I mean, you don't have to take a well-established franchise and then pepper in some social justice bullshit. You could do that with a whole different movie. Make a separate movie just for Rose. You know, like make it a side story. I don't know. I don't know what you want to do, but it did nothing for the story other than piss a lot of people off. But as far as Rose is concerned, I mean, she's an. I mean, the actress that played her, Kelly Marie Tran. Okay, she is an actress. She's a person. Okay, played the character Rose, and granted, it was a very poor character, but that doesn't mean you motherfuckers need to go out there and troll her and fucking harass her on her Instagram and Twitter. I mean, come on. Holy shit. What are you doing? The the lady got an opportunity to um to be in a Star Wars movie, okay? And who's gonna turn that shit down? I'm not saying that, she agreed with the part. I don't know, maybe she did. But she's a person. She took the part. I mean, I don't care if my part was the worst part ever and I was offered a Star Wars movie role. I'd fucking take that shit in a heartbeat. So, this lady has no. You have no right to harass her. I mean, and the same thing goes for old young Anakin. I mean, get to him in a second, but Kelly Marie Tran ended up deleting her Instagram because of asshole fans. Dude, she has a right to be a person outside of the character. Give her some leeway. I mean, come on. I think I've proven my point. But look at old little baby Anakin over here. Okay, Jake Lloyd. The Phantom Menace was originally written to be more geared towards children. I mean, it had Jar Jar Binks, which was a stupid character. It had Anakin, which was way over the top, but like, he's a kid, right? So I understand you go from episode 4 through 6, and you're like, oh my god, Vader's such a badass, he's just a killing machine. And then Phantom Menace comes around, and you're like, what the hell is this? What is this little boy ruining my image of Darth Vader? And it's like, he's a boy. This is before he turned to the dark side, And he's just very excitable. Not saying he was very well written, not saying he was, the script was well written. I mean, let's be real. The Phantom Menace was a pretty weak Star Wars, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, most people that watched it, I've got to say they at least enjoyed it to a degree. Yeah, there were some annoying parts, but dude, Jake Lloyd, his life is like undone. I don't know if you've read any stories about him, but he's like an alcoholic now. He's you know what? I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now because I want to know just how bad it got. He played Mark Armstrong in Apollo 11. He retired from acting in 2001 because he was being bullied at school. He sold all of his or got trashed all of his Star Wars memorabilia, and 3 years later he's arrested for reckless driving without a license, and resisting arrest. Dude, he's got schizophrenia, man. This poor kid got bullied into a mental disorder. Maybe he already had it. I don't know. I mean, this is just me taking a leap here. Um, But yeah, I don't I don't know. I don't know what to say other than freaking kids alone. There's no reason for that shit. You didn't like the movie. Move on. You didn't like the character. Fast forward. I mean, you know. Anyways, so I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of viewers tonight, so I can't really like gauge on where this content is going or if it agrees or anything like that. But this is the bad part about doing solo is that I I basically am on my soapbox, you know. So I've got to go by what I think is. Oh, sorry, restart. Um, and I feel like kind of a tool at the end of it because I don't have Frank to tell me I'm wrong. So that's all right. Let's see. You know what? This has been a little too short. I'm gonna. Oh, I am all alone, Steph. I know. Frank's away for the night. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see what else I can pull up. You know, I've been trying to get a little bit more current events, but it's kind of hard because some of the shit I don't really want to talk about. I do have you, Steph. Thank you. Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit that I don't care about. Come on, guys. Um, yeah, not much out there. Let's see what Reddit has. I'm sorry. I didn't think I was gonna blow stuff in 20. I had an idea it was gonna be fast, but not that fast. Um, Augusta, Virginia. Virginia! Congressional candidate. Alright, let's discuss it. Tell me all about it, Steph. What do you want to talk about? Virginia. Was it? Yep. I have not. I have not heard anything about Nathan Larson. Um, why does the Washington Post say Beelzebub, Beelzebub on the ballot? Nathan Larson and the scary guys running for Congress. Is it that bad? Uh, wait. Tell me about Nathan. Let's look at what Larson. Apparently, he's a self-admitted pedophile. Considers Hitler a hero. Okay, I mean, how do these people keep on getting into into the race? Like, who is who's signing off on this shit? Like, look, thinking Hitler is a hero is not a very popular idea. How did they win any votes? I mean, that's a very niche like group of people. There's not very many of them. How did they win a majority and get him into office? Thinks women should be property and child labor laws should go, as well as child marriage, child pornography legal. Why is this guy in the news? He should be burned at the stake. You know, he served 16 months in a federal prison for threatening to kill President Barack Obama. What? Hold on, I gotta, hold on. I gotta put his picture up. This is important. Stupid. Like, tell me how that happens. I don't understand how you can be such a clearly evil person and gain any favor. Like, maybe maybe he's a one topic candidate, you know, one issue candidate. Maybe he's really strong on one thing. People are willing to vote him in because I guess it's worth it. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I guess anyone can just declare themselves a candidate, but the fact that he's getting news coverage at any point is just kind of like helping his cause. It's one of those any publicity is good publicity. I I think that guy should just be laughed off the stage and we move on to somebody a little bit more serious. Wow, 575 women run have signed up to run for that. That's impressive. Look, I'm done showing his face. What? Not that we're exactly, a big source of news here, because we don't exactly have a huge audience because, well, I'm not funny. But if somebody happened to stumble across this, I do not want them to see the picture. You know what would be funny? Yeah, it does sound like a total joke, Steph. I mean, that's outrageous. Like, how can you even think that that's okay? Give me one more, Steph, and then I'll call it a night. I'm sure he'll listen to this, watch this, have some. He'll be bored. Um, one more. Let's see. There it is. What else do we have? Sorry, gonna have to edit out a whole lot. Run. Oh, so Brendan Fraser came out. I did see Blessed. I saw it was $40, so and it's got mixed reviews. So I'll let you write me a dissertation about it. Brendan Fraser says Golden Globes organization admits member inappropriately touched him. If you haven't heard about the whole Brendan Fraser story, it's interesting. Like, it kind of ruined his career. Some dude walked up to him. I don't know. I think it was somebody at the Globes. Um, Golden Globes. Walks up, grabs deep down one of his butt cheeks. Sorry. I don't know why I decided to talk to me. Um, Deep down and tickles his taint a little bit. Like, he said, I felt emasculated. I felt like a child. I felt like I needed an adult, basically. And he was never the same after that. That sucks because I really liked Brendan Fraser. He was a great actor. Well, great is a strong word, but he was really good in the movies he was in. Let's see. Oh, so here's some light at the end of the tunnel here. Judge Aaron Persky, who gave Brock Turner a lenient sentence in a rape case, has been recalled from office. Good. Get the fuck out. Those. How? Yes. I hate how, like, oh yeah, well, we're just gonna. The criminal still got a lenient sentence. So. Yeah, George's Jungle was pretty weak. But, Bedazzled. Top notch stuff right there. The rape case of, let's see, article. California judge who sentenced a Stanford University student in a high-profile sexual assault case is fighting a recall vote. Critics say Judge Aaron Persky treated former swimmer Brock Turner and his crime too lightly. What did he get? Oh yeah, he was so the 56-year-old judge sentenced Brock Turner to 6 months in prison, maximum 14 years, for raping somebody. Yeah, he should be recalled. He's clearly not in the interest of the people. He's gotta go. It's nice to hear that sometimes, because all we ever hear is the horrible news of corrupt politicians, corrupt judges, and it's exhausting. So it's really nice to hear that once in a great while justice does prevail. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket, unfortunately, but he was unconscious, and the only reason he stopped is because 2 cyclists caught him. Yeah. But so does his case get like reevaluated, or is he still just gonna serve 6 months and be back out to rape again? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't say in the article, but the damage is done. I guess it's good that we're getting rid of him, so there's no further damage. But shit. All right. Well, I'll do one more and then we'll call it. I'm probably boring as shit. I'm sorry. I love you though. Please believe me. What do we have? I think it might fall under a double jeopardy thing. So there's no point of retrying the case. I don't know exactly how that works. Yeah, me neither, Steph. I don't know. So this is interesting. I read this article earlier today, and I thought this was. I don't know how to feel about it. It concerns me on one level, but I'm relieved on another. Okay, so President Trump has commuted a sentence on his grandmother serving life on drug charges. Okay, that's cool, right? That's amazing that he did some good. I mean, she was locked up on marijuana charges for life, you know? So he reversed that. Fantastic. I mean, she's in her 60s, but, you know, great. But the reason why he did it was because, yeah, clemency of Alice. But the reason she did it was because of Kim Kardashian. Or the reason he did. Or the reason Trump granted her clemency was because of Kim Kardashian. He basically heard her plea and gave clemency. That is insane to me. Well, yeah, you're probably right, Steph. He was probably hoping to tap Kim's ass. But does that not sound crazy to you? I mean, I'm glad that she's free now, but all you gotta do is either send him a tweet or call him up or something. Hey, Trump, I think you should take a look at this. I'm famous, you know? Please do what I want you to, and maybe I'll send you nude photos. Who knows what the deal was, but that terrifies me. And that should terrify you too. I mean, thank goodness Kim Kardashian, you know, was looking out for the good of somebody, for the good for somebody. What if she wanted something more terrible? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna give you any examples because I can't think of any. But look, Kim was using her power as a celebrity, which blows my mind how she is, but to maybe do some good, and I find that admirable. But the thing that pisses me off is that it actually worked. It actually worked on the president. I don't know where the bargain was. You know Trump. He loves deals. He loves to make a deal. So what did she give for that? It wasn't just a please do me this favor. You know, I mean, you look at all these corporations that he does favors for, the oil companies, the coal companies. Uh, there's they helped put him into office. So it's not like they got something for nothing. Look, Kim was using her power as a celebrity, which blows my mind how she is, but to maybe do some good. And I find that admirable, but the thing that pisses me off is that it actually worked. It actually worked on the president. I don't know where the bargain was. You know Trump. He loves deals. He loves to make a deal. So what did she give for that? It wasn't just a please do me this favor. You know, I mean, you look at all these corporations that he does favors for, the oil companies, the coal companies. Uh, there's they helped put him into office. So it's not like they got something for nothing. Well, any discussion that she's part of the prison reform is garbage. Proves that crooked. I'm not too sure what the prison reform. Um, but all I know is that is absolutely terrifying, and I'd be interested, equally terrified to see how it's going to pan out in the future for future celebrities to reach out to Trump and get their way. All right. That being said, let's call it